Today's video is being brought to you by azfindtime.com, and here's the phone number, and you can purchase this watch. It's available for immediate purchase, so see those guys for this watch and many others. Welcome to another episode of Watch Once Over. My name is Big E. Today we're going to be looking at the Ball Engineer Hydrocarbon NEDU. Now, NEDU stands for Navy Experimental Diving Unit, and this watch is 100% totally heavy duty. I've never seen anything like this before in a diver. This is all business and no play. Well, a little bit of play. It does have a couple little polished bits to it, but this is a mix of steel and titanium that can be put up against any diver in any arena, and Ball made this to conquer the deep. Now, let's just start with a couple specifications. This watch is 600 meters water resistant. It has a polished ceramic fully lumed bezel. It is also lumed with tritium gas tubes. It has a day-date chronograph. It's also a chronometer, and this watch has some features on there that I haven't seen on other divers before. So let's zoom in a little bit and let's start checking it out. You got this polished bezel, and underneath this polished bezel it is fully lumed with a superluminova, and each indice has a polished applied surround, and it has gas tubes in there. Now, in the case of 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock, you have dual tubes, and also at 9 o'clock where it squeezes in for room for the subdials and the day-date complication over here on the right. Now, this watch has screw-down pushers. It has a flip-lock crown, and inside this crown houses a hidden helium escape valve that works from, you see this divot right here? It's a slight divot down here on the bottom. I'll see if I can zoom in. Right here, that's where the helium escape is from. That's a patented system that only Ball uses, a helium escape crown, so you don't get that circle on the side of the case. So this does have a helium escape valve, and so it is a saturation diver. We also have a 120 click bezel. Sounds really nice. And remember, that's a mix of titanium and stainless steel, so you get a little bit of a muted sound with that. You have screw down pushers. Now, this is being powered by the venerable 7750 Valjoux derived movement that's been tuned up from Ball, which makes it chronometer status for the timing. But this has lockdown pushers. Now, it has screw down pushers, and it also has a screw down crown, but it's something that hides inside these pushers that I've never seen before. They actually have tritium inside the pushers, and I'll light that up so you can see that. See that? That's tritium tubes inside the pushers. Now, that's something unique right there. Also, in addition to the special pushers with the tritium tubes inside the pushers, also in addition to that, you have this case that not only is finished excellently with the polishing and the clear line of delineation with this razor edge polished crisp line up at the top, it also has 8 screws. Now, this case has 2 sets of star screws, so you have to use screwdrivers on both sides to take this out. But you got to have a special tool, which it comes with, to take the bracelet off. But you have to take out 8 screws just to get the bracelet off. I've never seen a dual screws, so they want to make sure that this watch isn't going to come off your wrist when you're diving deep. In addition to that, you also have a captive bezel. You can see on these chrome rider type parts of the bezel, because the bezel is all brushed except for where the screws go in, it's polished. As you can see that right here, it's polished, and you have a screw down captive bezel. So that means you won't accidentally knock this bezel off, because it's not a snap-on bezel. It's a captive bezel that you have to take apart mechanically with screws to be able to get the bezel off. Now, in addition to that, you have a super thick, I think it's a 3.5 millimeter thick crystal that is slightly domed with AR reflective coating on the inside, and it's beveled. That's different right there too. You have a beveling around there that gives it like a jewel-like look as it dazzles in the light. And you get a prism effect when you move it. Now you got 3 sub-registers. One's the running second at 9 o'clock. You got a 12-hour and a 30-minute totalizer. Day-date function and a chrome date box with excellent ball printing. You have a second hand that is equipped with a ball railroad counterbalance on the end. And these pointer hands are skeletonized at the end. That's a little ball thing that's on a lot of ball watches. And if you look at this watch up close, it has a taller hand stack, and that's because the hour and the minute hand is equipped, and the second hand also is equipped with tritium tubes. So you get a tritium tube on that second hand. No, you get superluminova on the second hand. You get a tritium tube on the chronograph second hand. So that's unique too. Now, this bracelet is a mix of stainless steel and also titanium. It's affixed with screws, and you get a twin trigger deployant clasp and half links. And inside this clasp, if you look from the inside, you'll see inside the clasp, it's written Swiss made and designed by Ball. So this is a twin trigger butterfly deployant. A lot of people don't like these butterfly clasps. I think this one is okay. This one has a dual extension system on each side. You can flip that down for your dive extension, and you can do that on both sides. So you have 2 dive extensions, one on each side. And this closes up with a snick, and you don't have to worry about that wearing out, because this is locked in with ball bearings. So that's going to give you years of wear without having to worry about that lock in. One thing about this class though, it is a twin trigger deploying class, but you have to understand you have to fold this in first and then this in, because it only goes in one way. And then once you get it on, you get the ball railroad seal in the middle that completes the clasp. So everybody should be able to get a good fit on this watch. I recommend this watch for a wrist down about 6 inches. Any more than that, I think it'll overhang too much. It isn't that heavy. It's about 200 grams because of the mix of titanium and steel. But all in all, this is an excellent diver. It's the Navy Experimental Diving Unit watch, and this ball is fantastic. Now, getting to this flip lock, you do have a signed, so to speak, crown cap with the RR railroad designation on there, but you push this button down and you rotate it up and it unlocks the crown. Now the crown is screw down. Real nice winding on there, and this is equipped with a bridle type style slip mechanism so that you don't overwind the watch. And if the watch isn't cinched all the way down, it won't, the lock won't engage. So you have to cinch it all the way down for that lock to engage. And that's how it works. So let's do a lume shot, and then I'll wrap up. I'll cut the studio lights off. That is the bezel in the second hand, the Super Luminova. At nighttime, once your eyes adjust, you'll get the rest of the lume like that. That's what it looks like with the aid of this black light. So that's what you get. This is the Ball Engineer Hydrocarbon NEDU. Let me know what you guys think. My name is Biggie. That's Watch 174 for today. God bless, and I'll talk to you guys later.